Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I had a viewer request on making a coffee cup cozy. This is really simple to make. All you need is scrap fabrics, or you can buy fat quarters. I've also got a little piece of cotton batting in these. So I decided not only to make the mug cozy, but a matching mug rug. Isn't this cute? I've got them in two different colors here. I'll show you how to measure your mugs so that it fits. I just want to stress this is for a straight up and down mug, not one that fans out up at the top. Okay, let's get started. All mugs are a different size and different shape, so I want to stress that you need to select a mug that is straight up and down. Don't select a mug that is a different size at the bottom and then it flares out up at the top. So you want to measure the distance around your mug, and you want to measure it from each side of the handle. Don't include the space where the handle is. So you just stick your tape measure on one side and wrap it around. Now, since I've already measured mine, I know that it is 11 inches from handle to handle. Then you want to measure how tall the mug is. You want to measure from just the top of where the handle is. Don't go all the way up to the top of the cup, because you want that space left bare. And then so you're going to measure down whatever your distance is, and then add a 1/2 inch for seam allowance. Now the distance around my cup was 11 inches. So for each inch, you want to cut a strip that is 1.5 inches wide. And the distance of my cup from top to bottom, including that 1/2 inch for seam allowance, was 4.5 inches. So again, I cut my strips 1.5 inch wide and 4.5 inches long. Then you're going to stitch them together. And all you're going to do is bring the two sides, the front sides together, and stitch 1/4 inch. And then add on the next strip and stitch 1/4 inch. And you keep adding it on till you have all of them stitched. So I have 11 all stitched together. Then you want to press all the seams, and I'm going to turn it back over. And I just pressed all my seams going in one direction. After you have stitched and pressed everything, then you're going to cut some fabric for the back and some cotton batting. So what you would do is you would just lay your fabric, your strip fabric, and then cut it to be an exact size. The piece that goes under the handle that holds the two ends together, I've cut 2 pieces of cotton fabric that are 3 inches square and 1 piece of cotton batting that is also 3 inches square. So you're going to take your 2 pieces of cotton fabric and bring pretty sides together. I also call them front sides. They're also called right side. Then place it on top of your cotton batting. Then you're going to stitch around 3 sides using a 1/4 inch seam, back stitch here, stitch up to the corner, leave your needle down through your fabric, turn this fabric, stitch across, stop 1/4 inch from the other side, turn your fabric, stitch down, and then back stitch. When you're done, you want to go to the 2 corners and cut some of the fabric off. And I like to cut it down to where it's about 1/8 of an inch wide. This is going to help your corners lay a little flatter. So first cut straight across at a diagonal like this, then cut a little bit off at each side. Like I said, this helps to make it lay flatter. And then do your other corner. And then when you're done doing that, open it up and begin turning it front side out. So just fold your fabric back a little bit and then push that bottom out. Once you get it out, then you want to just go ahead, reach in and poke those corners out. Now we're going to layer everything together. So place your cotton batting down, then place the back of your fabric for the back of the cozy and lay it down. So now you're looking at the pretty side of your fabric. Then take your strips and place it pretty side down against it. And I'm going to leave just kind of one end pulled back a little bit. Now take your piece that is the handle that attaches everything together, or the two ends together, and then you're going to place it at one end and just center it there. Then fold this back over, whoops, and line everything up and begin to pin the edges. When you're pinning at one of the edges, you want to leave an opening, and that's going to be used later to turn this front side out so all the pretty sides show. So you're going to start stitching here, and you're going to use a 1/4 inch seam. Back stitch where you start, and then stitch down to the corner, and always leave your needle down when you go around a corner, stitched across here. Now over here is where my little handle is. I'm going to stitch across there twice. So I'm going to stitch down, back stitch, and then continue all the way around. And when I get here to the last set of pins, I put 2 there to remind me to stop, because believe it or not, I've stitched it closed, then I've had to rip it out. So then you back stitch here. Now go ahead and trim all 4 corners off just like you did before. Now again, reach in through the opening, turn it front side out, and once you get it turned front side out, reach inside and poke those corners out. Then press everything flat with your iron, and while I'm pressing this flat, I like to fold my edges in 1/4 inch like you see here, and then press this. Use pins to close it up. After pinning all of this, then you want to stitch around all 4 edges 1/8 of an inch all the way around, again, all 4 sides. Last step is to put the Velcro on. So you want to cut a piece of Velcro that will fit in here. And I cut mine, maybe 2 inches long. So here's how you're going to do it. Remember, there's 2 sides to Velcro. One is real bumpy and the other side is real smooth. It doesn't matter which piece goes on which end. It's the placement that's important. So you have the back side up, take one piece and put it down here. And you're going to stitch around the edge of the Velcro. And I usually go around 2 times. Then you have your other end and you want to place it on the top side. And place the other end here, and then stitch around all 4 sides. Then slip the little handle underneath the mug handle and close it up. And there you have a cup of coffee cozy. Now I'm going to show you how to make the little mug rug. And again, use scrap fabrics. You can use matching fabric that you used in the cup cozy. So all you need to remember is the number 3. That's how many you're going to cut of everything, 3. So you're for one section of the mug rug, you're going to cut 3 strips, any colors you want, that are 1.5 inches wide by 4.5 inches long. Then you're going to cut background fabric. You're going to cut it 1.5 inches wide, 3.5 inches long. Then you're going to stitch them together. So you're just going to bring front sides together, stitch the background fabric on at each end of the center strip 1/4 inch. And again, you make 3, make them different colors. When you're done with these, then just press your seams towards whichever is the darkest fabric. In my case, I decided to stitch everything towards the center piece because they're all different colors. It really wasn't one particular one that was necessarily always the darkest color. And again, remember that number 3. You're going to cut 3 of your center pieces, different colors, doesn't all have to match. And they're going to be, again, 1.5 inches wide by 6.5 inches long. Then your background fabric, these little strips right here, are going to be 1.5 inches wide by 2.5 inches long. Again, attach them at each end of the center strip, again stitching 1/4 inch seam, and then when you're done, press your seams either towards the center strip or press them towards the background strip. Now lay your pieces like this. So I have one long one here and then the shorter one. A long, short, long, short. And it doesn't matter which colors you put where, just kind of spread them out evenly. Then you're going to take all of these rows and begin to stitch them together. So take the first 2, bring them front sides together, pretty sides. I would recommend you pin them and then stitch 1/4 inch seam and then unfold. And so now these 2 would be stitched together. Take the next row, bring them front sides, pretty sides of the fabric together, stitch 1/4 inch seam. And continue doing that until you've got everything stitched together. Now if your 2 ends are a little jagged, just take a straight ruler. Well, rulers are supposed to be straight, but take something straight, line it up along the edge up here, and I've got just a little bit I need to trim off. So you would go ahead and do this at both ends. You need 1 layer of cotton batting. So take your cotton batting and place your top piece here on top of the cotton batting. And just cut around the edges and cut it the exact same size as this piece right here. So just place your ruler up on top and line it up very carefully so that it's going to be equal all the way around and cut it the same size. I'm now going to cut a piece of fabric that's going to go on the back, and it's also going to fold over the edges on the top side to cover these raw edges. So place your cotton batting and your top piece just in the center of your fabric, and you're going to go out 3/4 inch from the raw edges. So take a ruler and line it up 3/4 inch, and I'm also lining it up over here, so I only have to do 1 measurement here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut along here, and then I'm going to cut along here. Then you're going to, now don't move all of this. Take this corner and bring it over here. And again, place the 3/4 inch line on the edge of your fabric on these 2 sides. And then you're going to go ahead and trim your last 2 sides. Now scatter straight pins all over the top, and you're going to pin all 3 layers together. And then you're going to do some quilting stitches. If you don't want to do a nice stitch pattern like this or this, and I'll go over this in a moment, you can always do what we call stitch in the ditch. In other words, where the seams are, you just stitch right on top of it, straight across. Make sure you lengthen your stitch to at least 3.0. So you would do every seam there. That is probably the easiest one to do. But if you have either the serpentine stitch, which almost all computerized sewing machines have, or you can do a straight stitch like this, and they're both done on a diagonal. So how you would do it is you would just start in a corner and go across like this, stitching across, and then you would turn your fabric and go across the opposite direction so that it crisscrosses like this. You want to make sure you have a walking presser foot on. This is what it looks like. You can get these at a sewing machine supply store, or you can go online to Sewing Machine Parts Online, enter the model and name of your sewing machine, and they're really easy to get. And here's what my quilting stitch pattern looks like. Now you're going to go to two opposite edges, this one and this one. I'm starting with my longest edges. And you're going to fold and press your edges so that it covers the raw edges of the top. So fold the raw edge of your back fabric up to the edge here and press with your iron all the way across. Then you're going to fold it one more time and press. Then go to the other side and press it also. Then you're going to stitch real close to this edge, and you're going to start way out here at this edge here and stitch all the way across to the other side. Now do your last two edges the same way. So again, fold over, press with your iron, fold over, press with your iron, and then stitch close to this edge all the way across. So this is what the mug rug looks like when it's done. And then put your coffee cup right on side and you got a cute little set. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're interested in other mug rug patterns or coffee cup cozies, I have a styrofoam cozy piece that you can also make. So you want to look below your YouTube screen for those video links. I'll also have listed down below links to other beginner sewing projects. So you scroll down to the description section, expand it open by hitting on show more or hitting the down arrow, and scroll down a little bit more and you will see links that you can click on. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.